Howdy, howdy, howdy. This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce for the Views Express, the 11th of December 2012. How y'all doing today? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing really good. Hey, it's Tuesday. You're only a few days away from Friday. You know what I'm saying? The weekend. Anyway, hey, you know, I could talk sports. I can talk all kinds of crap. You know, if that's what you want to hear. But it wouldn't be conducive to defending our freedoms. And that's one thing that I chose to do. Even though I do other things, I chose to tell people and talk to people about their freedoms. I would, you know, many years ago tell people what was going on and things I saw coming down the line, not only through intuitive process, but through just watching the trends of what's happening. And that was just on the surface. It was when I began to research it and develop this, you know, the articles that I wrote years ago and even now, and find the information that I needed, I began to see a whole lot more than what was on the surface. And that's what we need to do. You know, I saw somebody put up a video that, you know, bashes Alex Jones and say he's, you know, part of a, you know, this COINTELPRO or whatever it may be, or this Stratford, you know, thing going on a couple of months ago. You know, my personal message to those people is karma's going to kick you in the ass and you're not going to know what to do with it. Okay? I mean, no one is going to come after you. Things in the universe decide what you're going to do. You know, I can get all theological here and talk on that side of it, but that's for a different show. But I'm just telling you, you know, give you a prime example of my own personal life, you know, quickly before we go to our first break. I was bullied throughout school, throughout elementary school, throughout junior high, throughout high school, I was bullied. You know, periodically I'd get these bullies and all this, that, and the other thing. And, well, I've been out of school for 31 years, and I got to tell you, every single one of those people that bullied me are now either in prison or pushing up daisies. I had nothing to do with it. They picked on me. The universe saw fit to take care of the problem itself. And believe me, you keep bashing other people, you keep trying to put people down, you keep trying to reveal or you know, expose somebody, it's going to come around and kick you in the ass. Okay? I say that from personal experience because I used to do that many, many years ago. And it finally caught up with me. And believe me, it wasn't fun. And it didn't feel good after, you know, all of it. So, you know, when you come to the good side and you decide to stop being stupid and stop trying to expose all these people, then that's, you know, that'll be a good thing, really. And I'll applaud you for, you know, doing what you do. But go to the Spreaker chat really quick. We have Jordan in there. Hey, you doing? Glad you came. So we're going to take a little, take one of my first breaks here. So anyway, I always like to take a break, like, you know, 5 after, and then we get back into it and go from there. So, hey, you're listening to The Views Expressed on the Liberty and Freedom Network, broadcasting live on Spreaker.com.
War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. That is from 1984 by George Orwell. Do you really want to know what's going on? Come listen to The Views Express, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, only on the Liberty and Freedom Network.
Samo Radio, playing music for free so you can listen longer. Samo.
It's the 5 o'clock drive with Samo.
Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
What's on your mind? Chances are it's on their mind too. Check out Diana and Wayne's Grab Bag Potpourri Talk Show. Friday evenings at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Only on Spreaker.com.
We are back. This is The Views Expressed live from the Liberty and Freedom Network. We broadcast on Spreaker every day, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. And I am so glad people found me because there are so many different avenues for truth, for facts, for for all of that. But the bottom line is you guys, each individual has their own perspective of it. So therefore, you got to find your own truth. You got to find your own facts. I mean, I give you the basics, and there's other people on Spreaker that do the same thing that I'm doing, but they lay out the basics. Here it is, here's the links, here's the article, here's the source, and I just leave it up to other people to make their own judgment. I'm just telling you what I see. So hey, it is the 11th of December 2012. I am your host for the Views Expressed Live. I am Reverend Wayne S. Pierce. I hope you are having a good Tuesday. If you want to follow along, you can. Go to Liberty and Freedom Network on Facebook. Go check that out. And the first thing up there is a video that I just saw like minutes ago before the show. And it is absolutely unfreaking believable. Okay? Just, you have to see it for yourself. Judge for yourself. It's just pathetic, really. But check out the video. It's right there. It says December 6, 2012, 11:19 a.m. And check that out. Another video right below it, or near it, is RFID chip everyone. Federal law. There is and that the source on that is secretsofthefed.com. I've got pictures all over the place. Fight the New World Order, resist NATO and the UN. That's one picture. Also, I have another picture. Oh, guess what? This is an article I got to read. It was posted on Facebook by Police State USA. And it's over at RT.com. And it says, Department of Homeland Security spends millions outfitting public buses with audio recorders. Cities across America are equipping their public transportation systems with audio recording devices, potentially storing every word spoken by passengers on board. Rights activists say the surveillance plan by far exceeds what is necessary for security. The multi-million-dollar upgrade is underway in several U.S. cities, including, listen to this, San Francisco, Eugene, Oregon, Traverse City, Michigan, Columbus, Ohio, Baltimore, Maryland, Hartford, Connecticut, and Athens, Georgia, reports The Daily, which obtained documents detailing the purchases. Quote, it's one thing to post cops, it's quite another to say we will have police officers in every seat next to you listening to everything you say, unquote, said law professor Neil Richards. With microphones, he said, quote, you have a policeman in every seat with a photographic memory who can spit back everything you said, unquote. You can find that at RT.com. Click on the link there. In San Francisco, a couple of months ago, they are now putting in technology. Well, let's back up just a minute. They are putting in pre-crime technology in San Francisco, in the subways and BART. And I've been to San Francisco. I rode BART, and it's really, really cool. And I can see why they would want that. The aspect of it, from my point of view, is this. it's an invasion of privacy. Some advocates for it would say, well, it'll keep us safe, and crime would be down and all that. No. Have you seen Minority Report? Believe me, I haven't yet, but I can pretty much tell you the story because it's happening right in front of us. Yeah, the United Nations wants the arms trade treaty, the UN Small Arms Treaty, to pass. And what that will do is take away our Second Amendment rights. And don't give me this crap from other people that say it won't. It will. Have you read it? I've got it. Okay. I read it. Scanned it over and read the important parts. Believe me, they want to take your guns away. Okay? San Francisco, with this pre-crime technology, they want to stop anybody who... Basically what it is, instead of one person looking at someone else and profiling them, now you have cameras all over the city and the subways profiling everybody all at once. That's the computer system that they've put in place. They can scan thousands and thousands of faces and look at body language and all of that and pick you out of the crowd and say that person's going to commit a crime, because they go by an algorithm which is artificial intelligence, which determines or predicts by body language, facial expressions, whatever gestures, that a certain person is going to, a certain individual will be committing a crime. Okay? Now, it is, I have to admit, there are flaws. Okay? I pardon me while I adjust my glasses. Okay. There are flaws. And people who have certain definitive skills can see those flaws. Okay? So, it's not, perfect by any means, but it's a step in the wrong direction, I believe, to capture people whenever they want. The authorities, Homeland Security, whatever. It's a total violation of our rights. It's a total violation of our rights, but they don't care. Powers that be don't care. Well, why should they? Look what they did in Michigan. Look what the governor there just did today. Signed a right-to-work state document, which makes Michigan the 24th state in the union to be right-to-work, which right-to-work state, don't give me this crap that you can join a union or not. No, then why are non-union members paying for stuff that they don't need? Pardon me, I'm going to adjust my headphones. Why is it that here's the basic policy of right to work: break the unions. Are unions good? No, not at all. They haven't been good since 1935, 1945. They haven't been good at all. They've been corrupt from the inside out. Okay? And why should a non-union member pay dues that he's not going to receive anything from? That's fraudulent right there. That's fraud. There is no, they're taking away your rights, folks. They're stealing them. Okay? They're just looking at you going, oh, you think you have a Second Amendment right? No, we're going to take your guns. But you can't. No, we're going to take them. Shut up. We'll throw you in a FEMA camp. We don't care. That's their attitude. Have you seen the videos coming out of cops brutalizing people? People on the ground. They've got handcuffed. They're sitting there, and a cop kicks a woman in the head, or somebody's laying on their stomach with the handcuffs, their hands cuffed behind their back, and the cop just steps on them and, tells them to shut up. I mean, that's brutalization right there. And, of course, when you hear the follow-up story, those cops have been fired, which is good. Some of them had been arrested, literally arrested by their own people saying, no, we're not going to put up with this. So if you hear me stop every once in a while, I'm drinking tea. So anyway, but here we are. I mean, we're in this whole system where now they're going to have audio recording devices in the bus, in your city buses. Okay? Let's go to RT. I'm going to click on the link and read you the rest of that. It continues at RT.com. The money partially comes from the federal government. San Francisco, for example, has approved a $5.9 million contract to install the eavesdropping systems on 357 modern buses and historic trolley cars over the next 4 years, with the Department of Homeland Security footing the entire bill. Folks, that's our money, taxpayer dollars. The interception of audio communications will apparently be conducted without search warrants or court supervision, the report says. Total, absolute 100% an utter violation of our Fourth Amendment right, period. The systems would be able to record audio and video from several locations in a bus for simultaneous playback. In Eugene, transit officials explicitly demanded microphones capable of distilling clear conversations from the background noise. The recordings would generally be retained for 30 days. That's a lie. One of the systems produced for transport monitoring supports up to 12 high-definition cameras, each with a dedicated microphone. The system may potentially have additional capabilities added, like timing the recording with GPS data from an onboard navigator using facial recognition technology to identify people recorded, or connecting wirelessly to a central post for real-time monitoring. Quote, the technology is sadly indicative of a trend in increased surveillance by commercial and law enforcement entities under the guise of improved safety, unquote. Ashkan Sultani, an independent security consultant whom the online newspaper asked to review specifications of equipment marketed to transit agencies, told the Daily. Transport authorities gave various explanations for beefing up surveillance. A San Francisco contractor says the system will, quote, increase passenger safety and improve reliability and maintainability of the system, unquote. An Arkansas transit agency official said it is needed to deflect false complaints from passengers, describing it as, quote, a lifesaver for drivers, unquote. Maryland's officials openly called it a tool for law enforcement. In some cases, the systems are being installed despite resistance of civil liberties activists and lawmakers. In Maryland, a legislative committee rejected a bill that would allow the local transport agency to proceed with its plans over concerns that it would violate wiretapping laws. The state's attorney general advised the transportation agency to use signs warning passengers of the surveillance to help the systems withstand a court challenge. In other words, they're going to tell you that you're being recorded while you're on this bus, so ignorance of the law is no excuse. We told you, and you continued to talk about whatever it is you wanted to talk about. Continuing, privacy laws experts say audio surveillance systems on buses pushes the boundaries of what is necessary to protect the law. Quote, it's one thing to post cops. It's quite another to say we will have a police officer in every seat next to you listening to everything you say, unquote, said Neil Richards, a professor at Washington University School of Law. With the microphones, he said, quote, you have a policeman in every seat with a photographic memory who can spit back everything you said, unquote. Public transportation is not the only place where citizens are worried about being constantly monitored by keen-eared recording devices. Similar systems combining audio and video recording with wireless connectivity are being installed in lampposts across the USA. Folks, I am. Anyone that wants to say that this is not real and that I'm a conspiracy theorist needs to go look in the mirror and ask themselves this question: is this real? And then hopefully, instead of sitting down and grabbing your beer and watching your stupid ESPN, you can go out and research this stuff and look it up. Okay? So, anyway, back to the Spreaker chat. Hey, we have none other than one and only Mr. Nick Larson from That Radio Show on Spreaker.com. What's on the program? That would be me. So there's going to be audio recorders on buses. Yeah, isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? Okay, a lot of videos on Liberty and Freedom Network on Facebook. Go check that out. Leaked video of cruise missile hitting Pentagon on 9/11. I knew it was a missile anyway, the day it happened. Oakland, California. After a history of police corruption and abuse, the federal government has wrested control of the Oakland Police Department. Now local cops are being commanded directly by a federal observer. As much, the writer here at InsideBayArea.com and OaklandLocal.com, one of the writers here said, as much as I despise corrupt police departments, I don't grant the feds the power to do this. House cleaning should be done within the county or state. The feds are already too big and too powerful. It's a slippery slope. Too bad. Think of it this way. The feds came in. The feds, Department of Homeland Security, oversees all law enforcement in America and has, under executive order, or a part of an executive order, all law enforcement are now militarized. Yep. You don't think so? Check it out. Go look it up. Federalization of law enforcement, or militarization of law enforcement. Go look it up. There's a lot of articles out there. Believe me, and that's from Oakland, California. Okay. And from Police State USA, Land of the Checkpoints. And they got this from RT.com. FBI organizes almost all terror plots in the U.S. I've known that for a couple of years now, or a few years, longer than that. Also from PressTV.ir, U.S. troops secretly returned to Iraq. Isn't that wonderful? And there's 17,000 more going. It says right there, over 3,000 U.S. troops have secretly returned to Iraq, with almost 17,000 more troops being set to return. Also, get this, from theblaze.com, head of Obama's Jobs Council. Let me say that again, just so you get it. Head of Obama's Job Council. He says, and I quote, state-run communism actually works. Okay, so there you go. Lots of stuff on Liberty and Freedom Network. Lots of stuff. Well, Nick, right to work. I said that in the beginning of the show. Michigan has signed, for those just joining us, Michigan governor has signed into law a right to work policy. He's working on another one, which would then, I don't know what the second one he's going to do. He's going to sign that too as well. But right to work is not giving you a choice of whether or not you want to join a union. Right to work is, we're going to bust the unions and enslave all the workers. By the way, go look up the Taft-Hartley Act, and also go look up President William Taft's, President of the United States, President William Taft's information regarding right to work and all of that. Now, in the last several years, these right to work states, Nevada being one of them, they've implemented at-will employment policies, which is against when you look at all of the specific areas of the labor acts which protect workers, at-will employment policies are a violation of those acts, of those laws. And they are additionally, they violate the Constitution of the United States of America. Go look it up. We have, for instance, have you ever been at a job, and I know I have, where you have somebody working next to you and you're talking to them, hey, how you doing? Hey, did you see the ball game? That kind of thing, just chit-chatting it up, right? Trying to pass the time because you're probably doing something really boring, or whatever. And I'll give you a prime example. I worked here in Reno, Nevada at one of the casinos, and at this particular casino, it's Circus Reno. There's a midway where you got carnival games and all this and circus acts and the whole 9 yards. And I every day was in a different game. Well, if I was in a game where I could talk to somebody, like a game next to me, and I would, lean over and, chit-chat with them for a little bit, my boss would walk up, or the manager, whoever, the supervisor, would walk up and tell us not to talk. Okay, first of all, I have a freedom of speech. I will talk whenever I want to whoever I want, or whomever I want. And no one's going to tell me no. I didn't challenge that, but I found out later on that the management of the Midway is what it's called. The Midway at Circus, the management in the casino in general, is in complete and utter violation of our constitutional rights under the First Amendment. Someone told me this later on. Said, yeah, they're in total violation. Every single casino operates under fascist communist rule because they have at-will employment policies. I'm going to fire you for no reason. Or I'm going to fire you because I don't like the color of your shirt. That's a violation. That is a total violation of all labor relation acts when you look at them. And if I'm wrong, hey, send me the info. Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. But yeah, that's my take on it there, Nick. Of course. It's amazing how many people look at me and say, well, show me in the Constitution where it's a violation. It's called the First Amendment. I have a right to speak. I have a right to say what I say. And I'm assembled peaceably assembling there, doing whatever. I'm not causing an interruption in service. I'm not, doing anything other than, passing the time, basically. And if somebody had walked up and wanted to play at one of the games that I was in, I would help them. I would stop talking and go help them. So basically, the management on the Midway at Circus thought that every single worker there in those games was completely and utterly stupid. Oh yeah, I don't give a crap. Go call them up. I don't work there anymore. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. They're dumbasses. They're in violation of our constitutional rights. Every single right to work state has that. They are in complete violation of our constitutional rights and many of the labor acts that have been law over the past 50, 60 years. So anyway, hey, bottom of the hour break. Bottom of the hour break. Hey, I know, I'm just having a good time here. It's Tuesday, the 11th of December. We'll be back after this.
Are you an actor looking for a place to promote your work? Do you do voiceover work and want others to hear what you do? Go to Eastland Entertainment and get your work seen and heard. Eastland Entertainment is your one-stop shop in the Reno, Nevada area for all of your entertainment needs. Eastland Entertainment will promote your work for you. Eastland Entertainment also produces original short films and radio plays through Eastland Radio Films. For more information, contact them at eastlandentertainment@usa.com or go to the Eastland Radio Films website at eastlandradiofilms.wix.com/eastlandfilms. That's eastlandradiofilms.wix.com/eastlandfilms. Are you looking for an alternative to your normal everyday radio? Well, check out KTRNradio.com. Jay Towers and Brian Keller bring you everything that you ever wanted to know, and even if you didn't want to know it. Go check out That Radio Show with your host, Jay Towers, and That BK Show with your host, Brian Keller, on KTRNradio.com.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Do you wear your sunglasses at night? Well, maybe you do some other crazy things too. Why not add The Sandy Fox Show to your list? You can find me on Spreaker.com, Icecast.org, and TuneIn.com. Fox out.
Listen to Angel Clark Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Radio Freedom News Network. RadioFreedom.us.
Here I am. The views expressed. I am your host, Reverend Wayne S. Pierce, for the 11th of December, 2012. How y'all doing today? It's Tuesday. Wow. A few more days and we got Friday. There you go. Anyway, if you want to email us, you can. Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. Go and, sorry, I got silent there for a minute. Go to Liberty and Freedom Network on Facebook, subscribe to it, like the page, all of that. Our website is freeamericaradio.wix, that's wix.com/the views expressed. There you will find a lot of information. Also, my book I wrote called Many Directions of Man. It's just my observations of what's going on and some possible solutions. That's on the right-hand side of the website. You'll see that little graphic up there for the book. On the left-hand side of the website, you'll see Store. You'll also see Free America Radio video blog. Those two things need to take a look at. Go to the store. Support Liberty and Freedom Network by promoting your patriotism. Yes, we have stuff there that you can buy. Christmas is coming up. You might want to buy something for your loved ones. Also, down on the right, on the left-hand side of the page, you'll see a donate button. Donate as much as you like. You know, whatever you can do. All that does is keeps the web page up and the show going. That's it. That's all it does. Nothing big. It is when you're doing a show like this, but I'm saying, you know, hey. You know, whatever you can do, you can do. There was a newscast. A link was put up on Facebook. I clicked on it, and it is, yeah, if you pay a mortgage, you have to listen to this. Trust me. If you're not pissed about what's going on, I think you will after this. Check this out. Hold on, there we go. Okay.
There is a lot of outrage this afternoon after a government deficit commission suggested huge cuts, including eliminating the interest deduction for home mortgages. It's in an effort to slash nearly $4 trillion in government spending. Well, we investigated some of that spending and found the State Department sending hundreds of millions of dollars to save mosques overseas. It has many taxpayer groups asking why.
Allah.
This 1,300-year-old Egyptian mosque was almost flooded by contaminated sewer water. It and other ancient Cairo mosques and churches were saved from destruction by U.S. taxpayers, part of a $770 million program to rebuild Cairo's sewer system. The checks are written by the U.S. State Department's USAID program.
We're spending money we don't have. This is all, basically on a gigantic credit card right now.
Millions more have been sent to places like Cyprus. The State Department displays before and after pictures of mosques refurbished with U.S. tax dollars.
I think it's very, very hard to explain to the American taxpayer right now who's having an extraordinary time paying their bills and making ends meet.
The State Department refused our request for an interview. We wanted to ask why it's using tax dollars to refurbish religious buildings overseas. Well, the State Department did send us an email saying it is fighting Islamic extremism by building relationships with Islamic leaders. But then one former Muslim says trying to buy respect in the Middle East just shows U.S. weakness.
And America is not showing its power. It's showing appeasement. They're laughing all the way to the bank.
Nani Darwish was born in Egypt, but she's no longer a practicing Muslim. She moved to America and has written books critical of radical Islam. She says most of the mosques in Egypt are run by extremists who have ordered former Muslims like herself to be killed.
We are building mosques to issue fatwas of death against people like me.
U.S. tax dollars also fund computers and mosques in places like Tajikistan and Mali. Here at this ancient mud brick mosque, the State Department has provided internet service along with the computer equipment needed to local imams. Taxpayer watchdogs wonder how the State Department can explain paying for internet service while Americans struggle through the toughest recession in decades.
To the average person, this could very well be an insult to them.
And with radical websites inciting violence and extremism worldwide, there are concerns that the taxpayer-funded internet service could be misused.
They call us the Great Satan. So we're giving them access to really get together against America.
Critics say it is time to review funding for all federal programs that don't directly benefit taxpayers.
Or spending money we don't have, and certainly we can cut items like this.
Well, the Deficit Commission announced that it would look at slowing the growth of foreign aid. Right now, we don't know if there will be cuts in this particular USAID program. We will stay on top of it, though, and let you know.
There you go, folks. Yeah, our tax money. Taxpayer money going to rebuilding and remodeling mosques in enemy territory. Can we put two and two together and figure this one out here, folks? Go back to about the early, say, 1700s, maybe mid-1700s, when you had the Americans traversing across from the East Coast into the West, into uncharted territory and the Great Western Move and all of that, all that stuff. And we met our ancestors, not you and I, met Native Americans that were here and pretty much wiped them out because we wanted to, stake claim for a land, right there. And here these people were. There were people on one side selling guns to us, and also selling them to the Indians. Same thing. Our tax dollars going to fund both sides of this mess. We're funding our own demise, people. The New World Order is here. The North American Union is here. Go look it up. North American Union, George Bush, Vicente Fox, Paul Martin, Baylor University, 2005, President Obama, Stephen Harper, and Felipe Calderon. He's no longer president. Somebody else is. Signing it in 2009, an additional piece to that. So yeah, the North American Union is here. We know we have to defend our freedom and liberty now. And you military, current military, former military, better wake up to the fact that you don't work for me anymore as a citizen of the United States. You work for corrupt bankers and other people over, all over the world to go in and bully countries to basically collapse them and then, take them over and do what they want to do. So, I'm former military, I can say that. So anyway, um, so that little news piece was interesting when I saw that, and I just, you know, it makes me wonder. It seriously does. It makes me wonder why we are paying taxes. It does make me wonder, and and but then again, some people say, well, you have to pay taxes. No, you don't. It's voluntary. What? Yeah, go look it up. Go look on YouTube. There's a little clip. I saw it. I can't remember exactly what the website was, but I saw it, and I know it's on YouTube. Harry Reid, Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, voluntary taxes. And a little clip comes up. He's talking to somebody, and the interviewer asks him, well, if taxes are voluntary, why do you go to jail if you don't pay them? Well, yeah, you go to jail, but, you have to pay your taxes, but they're voluntary. Yes, they are, but you have to pay your taxes. It's that rat in the cage, in the little wheel going round and round and round. But there are proponents who say, well, you have to pay taxes or else you don't get your roads fixed. You don't get your subsidies. You don't get this. You don't get... Let me tell you the true history of this, right? Who were the people that put the roads in to the small towns, in the western, back in 1800s, whatever? Who were they? Who were the people that taught the children? Who were the people that helped with feeding people who were hungry? Who were the people that went out and helped the poor, that helped, the sick? The churches. The churches. Where do you think your one-room schoolhouse idea came from? Hello? The churches are supposed to help in the society as a whole, not by government mandate. If you signed your 501c3, you're now mandated by the government to follow their policies and rules. Go check it out. Go check it out. But yeah, so the churches came and helped. Okay? Here's something else too. And Nick Larson in the Spreaker chat is right. I agree with local state taxes, local and state. I agree with that because your state has to function somehow. I mean, well, your police and fire personnel don't come free, that's for sure. But on the federal level, no. If you heard that newscast, I since have taken it off. If you've heard that newscast, it's up on Liberty and Freedom Network. The whole video is up on Liberty and Freedom Network on Facebook. And are tax dollars going to rebuilding mosques in Egypt and other places? Oh, excuse me, no. My money going to bully another country by way of military intervention to instill a democracy that those people may not want, and killing hundreds of thousands and deposing dictators? Well, that's a good thing. But no. What happened to, what happened to love your neighbor as you love yourself? Really, seriously. Okay. It's nuts. It really, really is. I don't get it. I really don't get it. There is some things that are happening. They're on the fringes and they haven't really been revealed. They're good things. First of all, Illinois, good. Hey, those people in Illinois, hello, you guys rock. They were trying to put a ban on concealed carry. Yes, the whole state was trying to put a ban on it. Guess what? Shot it down, no pun intended. Believe me. It's just, People need to wake up to the tyranny that's in this country. Period. They need to wake up to the tyranny of this country. Here it is at NRAILA.org. Click on the link there on Liberty and Freedom Network with the headline that says, Victory for Self-Defense in the Second Amendment. Fairfax, Virginia. The United States Court of Appeals for the Seventh Circuit ruled today that Illinois' total ban on carrying firearms for self-defense outside the home or business is unconstitutional. The case involves lead plaintiff Mary Shepard, an Illinois resident and trained gun owner who is licensed to carry a concealed handgun in both Utah and Florida. The National Rifle Association is funding the case. The Illinois State Rifle Association is co-plaintiff in this case. Quote, today's ruling is a victory for all law-abiding citizens in Illinois and gun owners throughout the country, unquote, said Wayne